Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be the continuation of our foundation test week. Basically, if you don't know, I'm doing a full week of wear test of the best selling foundations at the drugstore. So I will link down below the playlist if you want to see them all. But today we are wearing the Makeup Forever. This is the, Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. So I am already wearing some eye makeup. I never do that. Do you put on your eye makeup before your foundation? If so, how? I feel like when I do my brows, I can't do my foundation after. Anyway, that's besides the point. So today I'm going to be wearing the Makeup Revolution foundation and the concealer because I have them and they like match and everything. I feel like I just need to test both at the same time. I've worn these in the past, but I wanted to show you how they wear exactly so we can do a full test, and then at the end of the week I'll let you know which ones were my favorites, which one were worth it and everything. So if you haven't seen this foundation yet, it comes in a giant concealer format that always confused me. I just don't understand the hype of foundation having those big doe foot applicator. Concealer is fine because I don't need to like dip 50 times, but for my face it just seems so pointless. Don't you just wish you had a pump? I know I do. So I'm going to be applying this on half my face just to show you how the coverage goes. Currently my face is doing really well, which because I don't have that much breakout, but I do have some redness on my cheeks and a little bit of leftover pigmentation from pimples on my chin mostly. So we're gonna zoom you in and see how that wears. My skin type is combination. My cheeks are normal, but my T-zone definitely gets oily. And I have some dehydration, especially around my nose. So if you have dry skin, you're gonna see how the foundation wears on dry skin on my nose. So if there's dry patches, it's totally the foundation's fault. But seriously, I feel like sometimes foundation you'll see like on my forehead and everything having like scaly skin, and that's definitely foundation because my usual foundations don't do that. So let's do this. I have a shade F4, which is definitely, I think, my summer shade. So let's try. Oh, it's cold on half my face. I have so much glitter all over my face this morning. I don't know why. It's like Sunday morning. I'm like, yeah, I totally want to like apply a shit ton of glitter all over my eyes, and now I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be forever on my face now. Okay, so it does have a like, I don't know, chemical scent, I guess. I have a horrible sense of smell, so if I smell it, you're definitely gonna smell it. So I'm gonna use a sponge. That's what I usually use for every foundation. I feel like it just gives you a more natural finish. If you want more coverage, you can definitely use a sponge, but that works well for me. Oh, it might not be as dark as I thought it was going to be. I remember it being darker than this. Gives you really flawless skin though, like you can really tell. Let me lower the lighting because usually there's not that much, natural lighting. And today it's like super sunny, so hopefully you can kind of tell how like flawless even from this distance it looks. I'm gonna zoom you in a sec, but damn, like it's crazy on my chin, the difference. Let me just apply a tiny bit more on my forehead. Probably need to bring my mirror closer to contour those brows. That's what I don't like about applying my foundation after. Like, how do you do your brows? Like, maybe if I use the concealer side and just, I'm super careful. Yeah, I can't do that. Like, I do it once in a while when I do want to do like crazier makeup look, but I'll literally, if I'm not filming, I'm literally going to do my forehead, do my brows, eye makeup, and then the rest of my face. That's like my hack. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of tell, but right away, this side is like literally flawless, and this one is just normal skin, obviously. But you can see, you know, I do have some discoloration, some redness, and this side is like, boom, perfect, kind of filtered in real life. I feel like my pores kind of disappear, which, yes. And I feel like with the sponge, it gives you like a natural filtered look. Like, I'm wearing foundation, but it just looks really good. Yeah, it just looks really, really flawless. I love it. Like on my chin, you can probably tell, like without foundation, you can see it just blurs everything. I don't feel the need to go back with concealer to like even spot conceal, which I feel like I usually tend to do. But it just looks really flawless. You can see a tiny bit, I have that weird dry patch around here. I've had it for a little while. I feel like my skin just freaked out and I had like a pimple and I overdid it with like the pimple killer stuff. So my skin is still kind of healing there, but I don't feel like usually I get way more on my nose, and I don't feel like it emphasizes it too much. And throughout the day, we're going to see that my skin looks better and better once it becomes a bit oilier. But if you have really dry skin and you're looking for foundation to go out and you moisturize properly underneath, I think you could still get away with it. Another thing about these type of foundation is I feel like I never know, like, am I applying a ton of foundation? I feel like I am, because I want full coverage, but at the same time, I don't know if this is like 2 pumps. Usually I feel like I use about 2 pumps on my face, but who knows how many pumps I'm using right now. Yeah, the match is actually good. I thought it was going to be too dark for me right now, but it's not. Question time. Do you shave? I guess some people shave it, pluck, tweeze, wax your mustache, because I've been thinking about doing like laser, because I tend to bleach it, which is fine for my skin tone because it tends to bleach your skin a little bit, but it doesn't really show on me. But I feel like whenever I'm applying, especially like fuller coverage foundation, I feel like it just gets stuck in there and it's annoying me, especially if I do a close-up. I'm like, look at my mustache. I would be curious because I feel like everyone I know either like wax or like lasered it off, and I'm like, wow, that just seems painful to me. But that might be a more permanent solution. Carving the damn brows. It's just way too much work. Am I lazy or is it actually a lot of work? I feel like I'm gonna ruin my brows. My skin looks flawless. I just love it. Okay, let me apply it under my eyes, the concealer. If you care, I have the shade. I hate when it's so hard to find what shade you are. Oh, obviously on the bottom. C3, which I feel like is a bit more neutral than the foundation shade that I have. I probably did not need this amount, but you know. Do this. I applied way too much. It's like the theme for today. Way too much glitter, way too much skin product. I'm probably gonna have to keep it up and apply a ton of stuff on my cheeks too, because oh, for anyone curious, on my eyes I'm wearing actually another Makeup Revolution product because I wanted to keep it on theme. This palette is just so crazy. It's the If in Doubt, Be a Unicorn, and that's crazy. I didn't need to use glitter glue, the NYX one, to try to wear this, and I didn't realize it was going to actually be like a pressed glitter, and it was just way too much fun. And I did a cut crease with the two like peach colors, and I am loving this. So as you see, the makeup went really well on top. I don't have any issues. The main point right now for my skin type is my nose, which is something I say in most of my reviews about foundations. So it's definitely not ideal for dry skin, but you can make it work if you want to look flawless when you go out and stuff, because I love, like, my cheeks and my forehead, everything looks amazing. It's just a little bit there, which again, normally I would probably put like a little bit of oil before applying my foundation and be just perfectly fine. So I'm gonna go on with my day. I'm gonna go do my hair because I will not rock the little backward rabbit ears because that's how tired I am this morning. I will see you in a couple of hours. So I wanted to film an update. It's been about 6-7 hours, and I wanted to show you with natural lighting before the sun goes down what the foundation looks like. I'm really glad I did this update because I feel like, I'm gonna try to zoom you in a little bit. The foundation is definitely separating a bit more than it had in the past couple of times I've used it. I don't know if it's because it's definitely more like spring, summer than the last couple of times I was wearing it. It was more winter, so I'm oilier, and I feel like it's starting to, oh yeah, that's very close. You can kind of tell, obviously this is like, try to like, there you go. You can see that it's emphasizing any dehydration more. Well, you can't tell more than before, but you can tell that it is emphasizing it, which, yeah, you can see that. And like, let me try to zoom the nose. The cheeks are still fine, to be honest. Like, I have pores. Like, I feel like sometimes people have expectations that are quite intense with YouTube with filters and everything, but that doesn't look worse than anything else. My nose is definitely a bit more, ooh, oh, that is so close. See, that's not horrible, but it's definitely more than I would like. And then forehead is starting to be oily. I definitely feel the need to like, oh, let's back off a little. I definitely feel the need to like remove some oil and apply some powder, but I won't because I wanted to show you what the foundation looks like for at least like 10 hours, which would be like somewhat of a normal day for most people. And yeah, I mean, it's still looking pretty good, except you know, I would repowder and I feel like it would fix a bit of my issues right now and maybe use some spray. I won't though because it's a wear test. I'm really glad I did that because I really thought I was going to love it for the summer, and maybe I think my skin needs still more love, more hydration before I can get away with it, but it's gonna depend on how it wears on my forehead. I'm kind of surprised that it's separating a bit more than I thought it would, but again, I usually repowder after 6 hours. So I am planning on actually doing some yoga right now, so I guess we're gonna really put it to the test. We shall see. I'll update you once it's been like more like 8-10 hours. So more like 10 hours actually. It's been 6-7 hours right now. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. It's now been 10 hours since I first applied a foundation, and you may notice I am missing one lash. Let's just say Adrian from Yoga with Adrian definitely kicked my ass, and yeah, my eyelash glue sucks. It's old, I need some new one, but let's just pretend everything is fine and talk about the foundation because that's what matters right now. I'm gonna zoom you in a second, but I don't really notice a difference from earlier with the natural, very unflattering lighting. And it's still looking the same for the rest of my face. I still feel like I will need to give it another shot in a couple days whenever my skin finally calms down fully. But I know that during the summer it should be fine. It's definitely the leftover dehydration from the really harsh winter. My forehead is definitely oily at this point. I mean, it's been 10 hours, but I'm surprised by how not that oily it is. I feel like it usually would be way worse, and I would have usually repowdered anyway, so I don't really have a complaint. So let me show you. Hopefully this lighting is still not unflattering, but gives you an idea what the foundation looks like at this point. I feel like I don't really have much complaint. Like, my chin is still a little bad, my nose is still a little bad, but again, that's the dehydration. My forehead is not that oily. I was thinking it was going to like slide a bit more compared to how it was earlier. I was kind of shocked because usually it didn't do that, so I'm glad that it didn't, because I was starting to like wonder what the hell was going on with my skin. So yeah, I am giving this a thumbs up. I like this foundation. Let me zoom you out. I do think it's more for people with oily skin. And if you have dry skin, again, you can get away with it maybe a couple times a week type of thing if you're going out, if you prep your skin properly, you know, oil, make sure to exfoliate beforehand type of thing. But yeah, it's a great foundation, affordable price. The only thing is I wish it had a pump, because this just will forever confuse the crap out of me, because like this is just like, what is this? So yeah, overall I am personally giving it a thumbs up, and I do recommend it. So this is gonna be it for this episode in this series of me testing and wearing best-selling foundation at the drugstore. I will list the playlist down below, and don't forget to subscribe because I have a few more coming. And don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, especially those close-up in natural lighting. And I will be putting on the screen of the videos that I've done that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.